Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'm your ex-ho, and today's guest is Billy Campbell. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe.
I'm Billy Campbell. I live in Bremerton, but I'm from Arizona. My sexual orientation is love, and my pronouns are Billy because that's just kind of how I identify.
All right. In a relationship?
No, I'm currently single.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to see you. I've known you for a long time, but not really well, just in passing at shows and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get to know you a little better. The first thing that we do on here is we do a marry, shag, kill. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I try to orient it to each person. But, if I don't know you that well, it's a little bit harder. But let's see how I did. All right. Let me know. Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So there's going to be three people. You're going to have to pick which one you're going to marry, which one you're going to shag, and which one you're going to kill. Recently, I saw a post that on your birthday, somebody said that you were the gayest straight man at a drag show. So I did Drag Queen Edition. All right.
Oh, awesome.
So we have Bob the Drag Queen, Trixie Mattel, and RuPaul. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to shag? Who are you going to kill?
Oh, man. Well, I'll go with Mary RuPaul, of course, because she's the queen. Shag Trixie. And I'm sorry, Bob, but you're going to have to die.
It's probably because of that outfit, huh?
It really is. Plus, the name is just terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
Trixie and RuPaul, I mean, those are beautiful drag queen names.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, like, when I go to see a comedian and stuff, whenever a comedian adds, like, I'm Bob the comedian at the end of their name, I'm like, oh, this is going to be terrible.
They're going to suck, right?
Yeah.
pretty much anybody that has a made up name in comedy is not funny. Like some
yeah.
kind of, yeah, but okay.
I was going to say, we can't be terrible.
All right. So when it comes to sex, would you rather watch or be watched?
I'd rather watch. Maybe I'll learn something new.
Oh, okay. When you were a kid growing up, what did your parents or whoever raised you, what do they call private parts?
Oh, well, with boys, it was a dingling. And then with girls, it was vajayjay.
Oh, okay. Haven't had those two yet on here. Were your parents good relationship role models?
Oh, well, I believe my dad was, because my mom put him through hell, and even she'll admit that. But as a relationship in general, probably not. But I believe my dad was a good relationship role model.
Because he stuck it out?
Well, he was with her for almost 20 years. And then after that, he got married right away again 2 years later. And they were married for 30.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So how has that affected you and your relationships? Watching your parents and theirs?
Well, I mean, it may be a little standoffish at first. In my younger years, I was very promiscuous because I didn't think that a long-term relationship could last. But the older I got and the more I got to, hanging out with my pop and everything, the more I realized that that was the wrong way of thinking. And I I believe something could last for life if you just find that right person.
Right. All right. Now I'm going to go back to what I like to call your sexual awakening. So this is when you like kind of first realized sex was a thing, like either you saw something or you heard something or you just noticed the changes in your body. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, when I was a teenager, I was always the ugly best friend, like the weird goopy friend. And then when I turned about 18, I started noticing that girls were really into me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd say around about 18, I started really kind of explore sex more because I was getting it more.
Right.
And
Okay.
like I said, you know, I just realized that girls were into me at the time.
Right. Um, did you have any celebrity crushes?
Oh yeah, a few of them. Feruza Balk.
Who?
Feruza Balk. She was in Return to Oz. She was the bad girl in The Craft and the girlfriend in Waterboy.
Oh, okay. Uh,
I have a terrible habit of picking girls that might possibly stab me at some point.
do you have like a physical type? Do you notice that you kind of like the same type or?
Well, my kids have kind of picked up on. Apparently, I'm really into dark skinned women or redheads.
Okay, well, that's kind of a opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, they pointed at like every girlfriend I've ever had was either dark skin or had red hair.
Huh, that's interesting. Um, can you think of like a mainstream movie that you watched that had a scene that you thought was like really sexy that you kind of always went back to or thought about?
Weirdly, the scene in oh goodness, what was her name? Uh oh good. I want to say Barbarella, the movie Barbarella.
With
When
Jane
they
Fonda?
yep, when they do the scene where they have the helmets on and they're having sex with their minds.
Oh,
That was probably the weirdest one that I found that like I found sexy.
uh-huh. That's interesting. That's one I haven't heard before. Uh, do you watch porn?
No, actually, growing up, my parents were very open sexually,
Right.
and there was porn always laying all over the house. So by the time I even turned 18, I was just kind of burnt out on porn.
Right. Um, do you think porn has affected your life in any way?
Well, uh, I'm sure it has. I mean, everybody's life has been affected by porn in one fashion or another, but yeah, I'd probably say that, you know, it it gave me a guide sexually, you know. Hey, I can do this. Like that's something new.
Oh, okay. Somebody, somebody's feeling needy here. Sorry about this.
That's all right. Hi,
What, what's your
puppers.
what's your this is Betty. Say hi, Betty.
Hi, Betty.
She's not supposed to do this, so she's getting away with murder. Um, what's your definition of amazing sex?
Oh man, when you get that tingly feeling at the end of your toes afterwards,
Okay.
and you just can't even move.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, huh? Let's go do the wheel of dirty questions.
All right.
Just gonna do one, and we got to get out of this first. Come on.
Oh, did you see that post I wrote about me accidentally finding out that I've been hanging out at a gay bar for the last few weeks?
No.
Oh, well, this was the shirt that I was wearing the night that I figured it out.
Oh, I'll have to look at it closer in a sec here. Uh, because you're tiny to me now.
Uh,
All right. Do you think, let's just close. Let's do a different one. I think that's better to give to. All right. Sex in a car, yes or no?
oh, definitely yes. I
You
mean,
had a, have you had experience with that?
oh, plenty of times. I actually got busted one time in a park. The cop knocked on the back window and I had to get out of the car while I was trying to pull up my pants and
Oh,
lie at the same time. Oh, we were just having lunch and the cop was giggling at the moment. It was so hilarious.
what did
He
they?
was
What
like,
I always wondered what they would do if they caught me. Did they just tell you to move on, or what did they do?
yeah, he just told us to move on. Like while he was trying to fight back laughing, it was
Right,
I'm trying not to laugh because I know that he knows the assignment here.
right,
He's we're both trying to just play it straight. Like,
right.
oh, we were having lunch, and he's like, yeah, just get in your
Oh, I
car
can.
and go have lunch somewhere else.
um, I can see your shirt better now, so I see what you're saying.
Oh man,
How? Go ahead. What?
oh that night, like I was wearing this shirt and I got new nail polish too,
Right.
and so I was sporting both, and I'm talking to this older guy. I just thought we were having an old guy to old guy moment, and
Mm-hmm.
so out of nowhere he leans in and pats me on the butt, and I was like, oh, okay, that was probably an accident. And then like a couple seconds later, he leans in and full on grabs me. And so I'm like, hey, I'm an ally, but I don't swing that way, and I appreciate the compliment, but you know,
Right.
I'm a grandpa. And he goes, I was just kind of wondering maybe there's some place that two old timers like us can get out of here and go have some fun. And my first reaction was like, bitch, who are you calling old timer?
I, that's what I was just gonna say. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 43.
Right.
And so I reiterated, I was like, I appreciate the compliment, but no, I don't want to go anywhere. And he's like, oh, I totally thought you were gay. And I was like, well, what made you think that? And then of course I do this. He goes, well, you're wearing a rainbow shirt, your nails are painted, you have a tone to your voice, and we're in a gay bar. And I went, what? Well, I just like rainbows, and
Right. It
we're in
sounds
a
like
gay
a
bar.
lot of evidence, though. Really.
Oh, my son was there for 2 minutes. He's like, Dad, I've been in this bar 2 minutes, and I could have told you this is a gay bar. I was like, dude, I just thought everybody had the same fashion sense as me, and they were very complimentary. I just,
Hey, one time, Andy Vargo and I were in Idaho, and I went in the bar first, and I looked down and I'm like, oh, it's a gay bar, cool, and went and sat down, and I mean, and they had like G strings and stuff right inside the front door, and condoms and everything. Andy comes in and sits down, and I'm like, okay, how long is it gonna? Took him 10 minutes to realize he was in a gay bar, and he was the gay one, and I'm like, you are really slow tonight.
I'm amazed they have a gay bar in Idaho.
I know, that's what I thought too. It wasn't really
Like,
that gay. They could have gayed it up a lot more.
yeah, but it's Idaho. Any progression is good progression.
Right, right.
I mean, I used to live in like in my teenage years, I lived in the area that they filmed Napoleon Dynamite at,
Uh-huh.
and they're really like that
Yeah.
there. They're stuck like 20 years behind the rest of the
Right.
world.
That's funny. Gosh, I remember when that movie came out. That was the best. Um,
Uh, I went down there to visit like about a year after that movie came out, and I was asking them, I was like, "Have you guys seen this? It's awesome!" And they're like, "Yeah, we saw it. We thought it sucked. Gosh." Like,
uh, how's your body image?
um, well, I'm actually in decent shape, but from what everybody tells me and stuff, but I have body dysmorphia where even if I'm in perfect shape, I'm just kind of hating on myself for even being like that.
Mm.
Actually, part of the reason that I wear long sleeves a lot is because I did a show one time where this woman did a whole bit about how guys that work out have small penises and this and that. And then I had to go on stage after her, and I'd been bodybuilding at the time, so I was really thick,
Mm.
and it made me feel so bad about myself that to this day, no matter what kind of shape I'm in, I still wear long sleeves on stage. And
Wow. Yeah, the struggle is real. Well, but what's the best compliment you've ever gotten on your naked body?
wow.
That's a good compliment.
Yeah.
Um, do you have any sexual regrets?
Um, no. Good friend of mine once told me, and I mean, he passed away years ago, but he once told me that, Billy, if you never had sex with an ugly person, you're not having sex enough. And I think you should embrace every sexual experience that you have.
That reminds me of the show Sex in the City. Um, I don't know if you ever watched it, but one of the characters like started going out with this guy that she was really attracted to, but he was ugly. And then she told her gay friend, and he's like, ugly sex is so hot. So that made me think of that.
I used to date this girl that it was terrible. I mean, her nickname was the Sprog.
Oh,
She kind of looked like Golem. I didn't date her, but like we would have sexual hookups, and I mean, she kind of looked like Golem.
uh-huh.
And God, that was the best sex I ever had.
Hey, whatever works.
And she embraced it too. She's like, I know I'm ugly. You're still hitting
Yeah, that's
it.
what your eyelids are for.
Yep.
Um, yeah. Or do you have any items left on your sexual bucket list?
I I would love to have sex in front of the Bellagio fountain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, while the song Claire de Lune is playing.
That's interesting. Trying to fix this. Oh well.
Well, I think it'd be kind of funny to be doing that to a song by Debussy while you're in Debussy.
Oh, got it. I'm having technical difficulties here. Not that side. Okay, that's good enough, man. All right. What's your host song? Like what song when you hear it kind of brings out your inner host spirit?
Oh man. Um, I always said the song that I had the most sex to, and I mean, it's because I'm a parent, and whenever I had sex in my 20s, it was usually when the kids were at school, was
Mm-hmm.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. But um, I would have to say William Bell's Every Day.
Okay. I don't know it,
The
but
songs.
when I get caught up, I'm gonna add it to my whole playlist. What's your Instagram?
It's at the Leprechauno.
Oh, okay. I'll put it down under your name so people can see it. And this episode comes out tomorrow. So do you have anything you want to promote?
Um, I have a show coming up at the American Legion on Kitsap Way in Bremerton on the 21st, and I'll be hosting.
Cool. That sounds like fun. Okay, so now we've come to the time where you're just going to tell me a fun sex story of your choosing.
Oh,
And I'm just going to sit here
well,
and listen. So,
I would say the first one that comes to mind was one time me and a girlfriend decided to take acid, and while we were on acid, we were like, "Hey, we should try this." And so we ended up having sex while she was dressed as uh, a sexy devil.
hmm,
And I mean, acid is acid. But
right.
afterwards, like when we were done, we're both just sitting there going like, let's never do that again. I feel so sticky and gross right now.
Oh,
Like,
really?
why do I? Yeah. I mean, it was totally the acid, but at the same token, it was like, oh, ew, what did we just do? You never want to mix the guilt feeling of after sex along with an acid high.
Huh.
You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm a sinner. I'm
I've
going to
never
hell
done
for doggy style.
I've never done acid. I always thought if I did, I would probably lose my mind or something, you know.
The last time I did acid, I was, well, actually, I just recently did it with one of our friends.
Uh-huh.
he, but before then, the last time I did acid was when I was 17 years old because, with the kids growing up, I didn't want to ever do that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And like recently, I've done mushrooms and acid for the first time in like over 20 years
Oh yeah.
and had weird experience. I mean, they were fun experiences. The first time I did mushrooms after the kids all turned 18,
Right.
I ended up wandering into a Guatemalan church, and they have at Guatemalan church they don't do sermons; they do like mariachi music, and they just sing through the whole thing.
Oh really?
So yeah, so I was like the one pasty white guy in the back with his shirt wrapped around his head like a turban, dancing around to the mariachi music, and then they fed me tamales afterwards.
Hey, that sounds like a good time to me, you know.
Oh, dude, every Saturday night, if I don't have something going on, I go to Guatemalan church.
Mm. Well, cool. All right,
I'm not
we're
even
done.
religious.
We're
All
uh,
right.
we're we're done. Thank you so much. It was
Yeah,
good
no
seeing
problem.
you.
You
And
too.
this is gonna come out tomorrow, so I'll tag you in it then.
All right, cool. Hopefully we
Okay.
can get on the
All
show
right.
together soon.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.